Hi, I'm Advait Sehdev, and this is the Marketing Tales podcast, where in every episode I share a true story behind the scenes of an actual campaign where marketing hacks led to exponential growth. Today's campaign is about a very well-known hospital chain. They wanted to do a lot of things. They have been doing a lot of things. They had one issue. They wanted to increase the customer or the patient retention. They wanted to reduce the churn rate. They wanted to get rid of any ambiguity in their monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue. They wanted to have a lot of social proof, and they wanted to create a lot of commonality with anyone who was coming to their hospital. In online terms we call it a unique visitor who's typically coming for the first time, or a new visitor who's coming for the first time. But any patient, anyone who would come to them, they wanted to offer the best experience. They wanted to make sure that that person would only and only come to them and do not go to other hospitals, because the issue that they were facing was that they were surrounded by a lot of large hospitals, and it was very difficult for them to actually create the right marketing mix in terms of making sure that before I explain that, a lot of people think that marketing mix is all about, how do you target and how do you get a customer or a patient to you and then convert into a sale. Now, that is not the marketing mix that I'm talking about. The marketing mix that I am talking about is the second stage, because the patient has already come to you, he's already getting a treatment, he's already done. But how do you make sure what is the right marketing mix that you have so that they are retained by you, they become your customers, they become your patients, they become loyal to you, they become your brand advocates. That is what is essentially done. And there are lots of automations, there are lots of workflows for that, there are lots of ideal customer profiles that are defined for that. A lot of people use word of mouth marketing, a lot of people create authority. There's so many things that are done. People, in other industry, people use tools like freemium to make sure that someone comes and they engage with you, they try out your products for free or for a very less rate, and then they buy your products for a higher price. There's a lot of PR that is done. PR has a lot of power, which is not only, like I said, which is not only done initially, but it is also done later at a stage when you already have a customer, and it is much better over there. And there are lots of other options in terms of making gated content available to your customers or your patients, which is typically not available to outsiders. For example, gated content is typically used to generate a lot of leads, but it is also used as something which is exclusively offered to your existing customers, to your existing patients, so that they start remaining loyal to you. And that is another way of retaining your customers or retaining your patients, and so on and so forth. But they had done a lot of these, and they were still not making a lot of progress, because the most important thing which a human being wants is novelty or innovation, or something that is fun, something that is exciting, something that is important to them, and something that gives them instant gratification. So we said, okay, let's do this thing. Let us actually create a system. Let us actually create a system which gives instant gratification, and it will be based on social proof. When a patient comes to the hospital, we will build such a huge amount of social proof, that they will feel at home. They will feel that this is the place I have to be here. I have to stay, not stay, I have to get my treatment done every time in this hospital. That is the whole idea. That is what we said, let's build that social proof. Now, we did a lot of things in terms of social proof, in terms of codes, in terms of ratings, in terms of photos, and so on and so forth. But after a point, it all got exhausted, because the hospital had only a certain number of testimonials and photos and pictures and everything created in the past. And the other issue was that there was no novelty. If a patient would come today, and if would come after 6 months, after 1 year, he would say the same things again and again and again. We wanted fresh content, we wanted fresh testimonials, we wanted fresh ratings, fresh reviews, fresh photos, and so on. So we said, how do we tie it up with instant gratification? Now, like most large hospitals, this hospital also had a vending machine. So we said, let's use this. Everyone needs a vending machine. They would need, to take out some snacks from there. It can be sandwich, it can be a juice, it can be a chocolate for the kid, or it can be anything else. But we would give tokens. We would give tokens for anyone who would perform an action. For example, they would, share their experience in a video, or they would take a picture with their family and share a quotation, or any kind of social proof. And every time they did that, there was a counter set up for that. They could take a token. The token could be used in the vending machine, and the vending machine would immediately dispense whatever they wanted. So they got instant gratification, and the hospital got non-stop flow of social proof day in and day out. Now, that is the most important part to note over here is that nothing is forced. It is all genuine. The customer can say the worst of the things and still get a token. That is what the patient could do, and that is what felt real also, because that is what is authentic, and that is what should be presented. You never hide the wrong or the bad part. If there's bad part, you improve on it, and that is what was done, and that resulted in huge amount of increase in social proof and retention of the customers. So think about it, how you can implement it for your growth, and see how you can do it. Thank you. So that's the end of this episode. Stay connected for more episodes of Marketing Tales, behind the scenes of successful campaigns and true stories about exponential growth. Till next time.